Oi, Owen! What are you doing?
Sorry, Ko. I was watching a anime.
Huh? What's that?
Can you see the TV over there?
She's beautiful, bro.
I know, right? Let's find somewhere else to sit. I'll explain later. So, what do you think about her?
I think she's very beautiful, but she's computer generated CGI.
Yeah, you're right. She's CGI.
Yesterday I saw someone like her called Immigrant.
The one from Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's also CGI. And currently, those kind of characters are famous.
She's growing in the market and she's like celebrities right now. She's very famous.
Yeah, I agree with you. Even like some days ago or in the past, I ever saw advertisement from Chocolatos. Do you know Chocolatos?
Yeah.
It was advertised by Talasya from Indonesia. And the advertisement was so good up to the point that I want to buy the products.
Yeah. Because I think the trend right now is growing and many firms and people doesn't know of the big potential of their
You got the point there. How about if we discuss further about these virtual influencers?
Let us talk about the basic of marketing and influential marketing.
Marketing has been a common thing in our society. It is defined as the actions of creating and delivering value to satisfy the needs of a target market at a profit. Without it, businesses are finding it difficult to sell their products or services to the customers. Nowadays, businesses are trying to increase their brand awareness by cooperating with so-called influencers that engage in media like YouTube, Instagram, television, and many more, which they call it as influencer marketing.
The concept of influencer marketing is very simple. We look at people with lots of social media account followers, then we pay them to promote our goods and services. However, this method poses risk to our business. Why? Because when they got into scandals, the negative perception the public has towards this influencer will also impact our brand.
Obviously, firms cannot force or control them to be perfect all the time, because they're all humans. Humans make mistakes. But what if there's something that can represent the brand? We can create as we want and have total control on it. With that, the idea of CGI or computer-generated imagery character appeared. As 2016 to 2017, the public were surprised by the appearance of virtual influencers.
So, virtual influencers are similar with influencers in general. The difference are that they are using CGI or computer-generated imagery, sometimes augmented with artificial intelligence, and they act as a face of branding or marketing.
So it's the same with influential marketing. However, instead of using humans as their influencers, they are using CGI. Do you know when it first appeared?
Of course, I think I already showed you one before, Hatsune Miku. She was one of the pioneers. She was developed under Krypton Future Media and her voice utilized apps called Vocaloid.
So thanks to her internet strong fan base, she became a global phenomenon.
Indeed, and she already had multiple concerts worldwide and she was appointed as one of the coronavirus spokesperson in Japan.
Back in 2016, I remember this character a lot. She may be the most famous virtual influencer.
Who is it?
Lil Mukwel.
The one from Instagram, right?
She actually started on Instagram and she was under management group. Since then, Lil Mukwela has appeared in many publications alongside the big brands and famous celebrities like Bella Hadid and Calvin Klein.
Wow, if you imagine that such virtual character can stand side by side with famous brand or famous superstar, that is amazing. But don't forget, in Asian countries we also have one famous virtual influencer. The hint is similar with Hatsune Miku and she is from Japan.
Shunai?
Yep, you're right.
She appeared mostly in YouTube and she introduced the term of VTubers, virtual YouTubers, and she created the golden age for virtual YouTubers.
In 2018 onwards, several virtual YouTubers agencies develop their own talents and they keep engaging with companies to promote their products.
Having said about the history of virtual influencers, maybe you are wondering, then what's so special about these virtual influencers? Why I should use them over real humans? Well, at least there are 3 benefits firms can receive. First, virtual influencers are managed by companies, unlike most influencers that manage their social media by their own. This reduces the risk of unnecessary contacts and controversies. Second, the power of editing allows virtual influencers to achieve ideal looks and do things perfectly. Thanks to technology, these virtual influencers appear as realistic as real humans. Lastly, virtual influencers can be designed according to the needs and wants of the creators. This allows them to modify the characters according to the trends in the society.
The three benefits mentioned earlier are extraordinary. But the thing is, what about the future? Is it still promising for years to come? Let's analyze that by looking at two facts. First, virtual influencers have significant followers, growth, and engagement rate, which can improve brand awareness remarkably. There are two examples here. First is Lil Miquela.
She has more than 800,000 people stream her songs on Spotify. She has 2.8 million Instagram followers, 244,000 YouTube subscribers, and 26,000 Twitter followers. She has 2.49% Instagram engagement rate, which is on par with artists like Selena Gomez with 2.84% and even higher than Beyonce with 1.6%. Second is Kizuna Ai. She has 2.85 million YouTube subscribers, 226,000 Instagram followers, and 558,000 Twitter followers. She has 2.66% Instagram engagement rate, which is on par with artists like Selena Gomez with 2.84% and even higher than Beyonce with 1.6%. She was appointed as Japan National Travel Organization brand ambassador, advertising Nissan ramen cup noodles, and many more. According to Social Blade, Kizuna Ai's YouTube received B+ grade, gains millions of monthly views, with the highest is 18.8 million views.
And lastly, it attracts investment to the company. There are two examples here. First, Lil Miquela's company received more than $6 million in investment, recently being valued at $125 million. And lastly, LA-based company named Toonstar received $3 million in funding. To conclude, we can see that the potentials of virtual influencers are there based on significant followers and good audience engagement that is equivalent to well-known artists or influencers. It is a real deal considering that they can convince investors to invest in a huge amount of money.
What Dede explained earlier is just about influencers around the world. But what about Indonesia? Let's dig deeper.
Do not want to be left behind, Indonesia has also its own virtual influencers. The example would be Talasha. The first CGI appeared in Indonesia in October 21st, 2018 and used Instagram as the platform.
Talasha was developed by Magnafm Studio and she creates music through In Alliance. Talasha has advertised for restaurants, health pills, hotels and resorts. She became the brand ambassador of snack brand which is Chocolatos. She had also collaborated with human influencers such as Raditya Dika, Gilang Dirga, Yuki Kato, Andika Pratama and Igor Saikoji. Lastly, Talasha has reached more than 500,000 followers on Instagram.
Indonesia is a new market for virtual influencer. The future is promising as the existing virtual influencer can gain significant social media followers, high engagement rate, and have collaborated with brands and human influencers in a short time.
From those explanations, the future of virtual influencers is very promising.
We have two solutions for company. The first one is to hire a third-party company to do virtual influencer marketing.
Because we're inexperienced and having a low budget, the third party will professionally manage us and give us a very simple price.
That was the first solution. The second solution is creating your own virtual influencers. By having your own team, you can freely manage your content while staying true to your customer preferences. Remember, it's not all about marketing your product, it's also how you communicate with your audience. Besides that, by creating your own talent, you can make it as subsidiaries or other means to generate profits.
But there is one other last option. You do not even need to use it.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
So not every business is related with virtual influencer, so it could be just samples.
I agree with it. Okay, those were the solutions from us. I think we already learned a lot about virtual influencers marketing. Shall we wrap up?
Sure.
To sum up, the trend of virtual influencer is ongoing, and there will be even more virtual influencers in the future. So our group suggests that companies can either establish virtual influencer partnerships or even build their own character.
So that's all from us. We hope that what we present today can be useful for you, our viewers, and for firms. And last, stay safe and see you in the next video.